Well, the trade deadline has come and the trade deadline has gone. And the Cowboys have actually done something good at the trade deadline. We actually done something. For years, we've been begging and poking and prodding. And we did it, D. We did it. So, Cowboys trade. Let's start with this. Welcome back to Cowboys and Coffee. Like, share, subscribe. We'd love to have you here. We're trying to grow our subscriber base. So subscribe to us and we'll keep growing.
Yep.
Cowboys trade a 7th rounder for Logan Wilson. They trade a 2nd this year, a 1st next year, the higher of theirs in the Packers. And thank you, Jesus, Mozzie Smith is gone. For Quinnen Williams, give me a grade for each trade and then give me an overall grade for draft day.
All right. The Wilson guy, I don't know a lot about. I was looking at tape. He looked like he's good in coverage. That's what his strength is and stuff. I'm going to give you a B for that. Even it's a 7th round pick for a guy who's going to be. Is he going to be on the field?
He better be on the field.
Oh, that's the thing. If that grade can move up. If he comes in and plays on a field, it's going to move up. I have a right to change it.
Fair.
Okay, because it's the rules I make myself. Now, the other rule rated, the other grade is an A+. He's all pro. He can move the pocket. He's good against the run. He's 28 years old, and he's signed for another 2 years. That's why you have to give it an A.
So the overall
you got to give up something to get something.
Yeah, that's fair. Overall draft grade for the trade deadline for Jerry Jones and the Cowboys is what?
B+.
B+. I love it because Logan Wilson trade a 7th round pick, and the Eagles have figured this out ahead of everyone else. You're sending late round picks who will most likely be practice squad players. It's possible you pick a star in the 6th, 7th round, but statistically, you're going to be drafting a guy who's not much. But you can trade him for a player who actually plays now.
The chip makes you, as you use it as a chip, you win the pocket.
You want
the pocket, not the pocket,
the pot.
You win the pot.
You want your player.
Yeah, you can get a starter.
Listen, if you want to have a 7th round pick, right, your 7th round pick, I want to have, if I'm going to draft a guy, it's going to be a guy I hope I can play. If I can trade that pick for a guy who I know is going to play, I'll take it. That's why Logan Wilson, who is better in coverage, is a better fit for this scheme. In 3 weeks, a couple of weeks, you'll have Overshown and Wilson as your 2 linebackers. There's Shamar James and Leafau as your other linebackers coming in. Kenneth Murray can't play anymore. He can't see the field. He should be in prison.
I look at his body type when they got him over there. His body type is in great shape.
We thought he'd be able to use him, but
I don't. The scheme is throwing me off, and plus, he's not working with those linebackers closely to make them improve.
He don't stick his nose in there enough for me, to be honest with you. So, he's not available, and he might be on his way out the door. I'm going to give that grade a B+ because, I think it's a flyer. It's not a bad thing to take. It's a guy who was on his way out the door there. He's still signed for a couple more years as well. He's under contract, a reasonable price. And you paid low for him. If it works out, great. If it doesn't, it's a 7th round pick you sent for. It's worth the flyer. And the Quinnen Williams trade, I'm going to give it an A. You gave up a 2nd rounder this year and a 1st next year. And I think it's fantastic because, one, you got Mozzie Smith out of here. The red flag should have all gone up with Mozzie Smith. I don't love playing football. I love hitting people. We could tell, unfortunately, his time in Dallas was just disastrous. And if no coordinator could really get anything out of him, we'll see if he will
lose the weight, gain the weight, lose the weight.
We'll keep tabs on him in New York.
He's not going to have an NFL career. I don't see it.
I don't know if he'll even be signed after his contract goes out with anyone. The way he's played, there's nothing there.
No.
We'll see if the Jets can get anything out of him. But you've got a top 5 defensive tackle. Chris Jones, Jeffrey Simmons, Jalen Carter. There's someone else I'm missing, obviously. But Quinnen Williams is in the top 5 conversation for defensive
he's
tackles.
all pro, 28 years old, and the contract. It's a big.
He signed this year. He signed next year and the year after that. Someone said, "Oh well, he's going to want big
Right.
money after that. Okay, what does big money for a D tackle look like? Because we know for Micah Parsons, it's like $50 million a year.
Right.
For a D tackle right now, the top contract annually is Chris Jones at $31 million a year. Even if that goes up, which the D tackle high end is going up much slower than the D end, $35 million, they're still able to keep him long term, and he'll be 30 years old. You can still sign him to a 5-year contract and get the value out of him until the end. I think Quentin Williams is a great D tackle. He's the best D tackle in Dallas since
Randy White. I don't know.
Leroy Glover.
Yeah, Glover. Yeah.
You know, there was
Because
Jason Hatcher and Jay Ratliff.
Hatcher had 1 year. He had the 12 sacks.
Quentin Williams can stop the run. He can pressure the quarterback. Like, he's done it a lot on his own.
He's a big boy too.
You know.
Yeah, he's a big boy. Yeah.
Here's the thing. You need pieces on the defensive end that can compete, that are high-end pieces that will help you grow the talent level of that defense, because they need talent, right? Getting rid of Mozzie Smith, who was talentless. Getting Quentin Williams, obvious upgrade. Quentin Williams is a baller. Donovan Arazawaku is showing us that he's a baller. Once he figures it out, he's going to be he's a double-digit sack guy in the future.
Right, he's coming along, and he's getting there.
He had a 20% pass rush win rate. Hey, Uncle Bill and Paul, it's Tiana with my papa. Hey, Tiana, how you doing? Yeah. So listen, Arazawaku gives a 20% pass rush win rate. Say that 10 times fast. This is a baller. He's there. He can play. And if Overshown can stay healthy, he can play. Now you have 2 first-round picks this year. Caleb Downs, I've been saying this for weeks. Welcome to Dallas, baby. Get your star ready on your helmet, because that boy is going to be flying in the secondary. He'll be one of the best safeties in the NFL.
Okay, but how do you guarantee he's got it? He's going to go there.
Because safeties aren't valued in the top 10. The Cowboys could well be picking in the top 10, which means they're going to get the guy in the top 10, right? Their pick's going to be top 15.
Gotcha.
No one else is taking a safety, especially in this draft. You'll have the 2 quarterbacks, one from Oregon, one from Indiana. Those 2 guys are going.
Right.
If someone like Lenore Sellers jumps up, I think that he is a borderline. He's a great physical tool. Mendoza from Indiana is going to go first. Joel Klatt was saying today.
Yeah.
Your Super Bowl winning quarterbacks basically have anywhere between 30 to 34 on average starts in college.
Really?
Before they, and those are the guys that come out and win Super Bowls.
Right.
They start a lot. There's nothing you can simulate that experience. Look at the difference if Bo Nix came out when he was at Auburn versus Bo Nix finally after he was a completed project at Oregon.
Right.
What changed? He was throwing the football. He was playing.
Right.
He was actually out on the field. And that's what
learning
develops
the game. Yeah, learning the game.
You don't have any time to get reps unless that's in the game. So even the guy from Oregon, like, he doesn't, I don't know if he has to come out. I wouldn't, only because I think you're better prepared the more starts. Arch Manning, he still needs another 20 plus starts. He's not coming out this year, obviously. He's not coming out next year. I think he comes out the year after that, because there's nothing you can do.
It's probably the only position you need to start.
You have to. It's
probably the only position. Yeah.
And with NIL money now, these guys are making millions of dollars. There's no rush to go pro because you are making money. You're a millionaire. So why get out? Why rush out? You can stay and learn. So that helps the Cowboys. This will be a D-end heavy draft. There's a lot of talent here. Jeremiah Love, I don't know if he's a top 10 pick, but he'll be the only first-round caliber running back, whether he goes top 10 or 15.
Right.
There's some offensive linemen, but I really think Caleb Downs is going to be there for the Cowboys, that first pick that they have in the draft, which will be their own at this point. Caleb Downs is there. I'm snatched. I will run to the table to take Caleb Downs.
Well, it's funny about destiny, when some people say he's going to,
he can ball, man.
Right.
He can ball. I'll take, and give me any 2 eligible Ohio State defenders. I'll be happy.
Yes.
Right. The other pick can be another edge rusher. Maybe you switch to a 3-4. And I think the Quentin Williams trade, it's going to allow you. Kenny Clark hasn't been bad for the Cowboys, but they're going to move on from him probably a post-June 1st cut. They'll designate him as that, allow him to move on. and save $20 million, and you should be using that to re-sign George Pickens long term at a minimum. But no Michigan defenders, Spencer said. No Michigan defenders. We're not having that.
We're not doing Michigan.
No
Michigan.
I'll riot.
No,
I'll make January 6th look like the Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
The Cowboys draft a Michigan defender.
Yeah.
O-H-I-O, Spencer. O-H-I-O. Yeah, there are a lot of good defenders in this draft. The Cowboys have 2 first-round picks. That's the big thing. Now, listen, I think the Jets, it's great that the Jets got 5 picks in the next 2 drafts. They need it. They've shown that that's the direction they're going, right? It kind of seemed like rudderless earlier in the year. Like, what are the Jets going to do? Well, we know exactly where they're going now. Justin Fields is not the future. Tyrod Taylor is a good guy, but he's not the future. You'll be able to start to just put pieces, even if they get Mendoza from Indiana this year. Well, you can either you draft another guy, and next year you have 3 first-round picks, and I'm taking whatever wide receiver that comes out, Jeremiah Love or Jeremiah Smith, right? You put that with your then young quarterback and Garrett Wilson, and do whatever you got to do. So the Jets have done a smart thing. I'd say A+ for the Jets. They got 2 first-rounders for Sauce Gardner, who wasn't playing up to his All-Pro caliber. He hasn't.
And he was 2-time All-Pro.
And I know, on ESPN today, they said, 50% contested pass rate, whether he's contesting the ball. The problem is there's too many times he's just getting outright beat.
Yeah, no.
And I don't trust Sauce out there.
Right.
Maybe a change of scenery with this team and a competitive team now, it reignites the fire, or at least puts him in a position to succeed that he wasn't in New York.
Right.
That would be different. But Quinnen asked to go to Dallas. He had asked the Jets for a trade. He said Dallas was his number 1 preferred destination.
And who is it?
He went to Dallas. I'm happy as a clam.
Every year there's somebody from the colleges.
I'm happy as a clam.
What did Myles Garrett say? Trade Romo, bring me there.
Yeah. Listen, he might be.
Randy Moss. What did he do to the Cowboys all those years? Because Jeremy Shockey wanted to be a Cowboy. Yep. You
remember the picture of Quentin Jammer being drafted? He wanted to go to the Cowboys.
Remember that Remember that face? He didn't even
drafted
nothing. He didn't even nothing. Remember we watched it, we were like, what?
It's like, man, you're going to San Diego, right?
Yeah.
There's worse places to be. You could be in Cleveland. You could be in Green Bay.
Yeah.
Right? As far as cities to live in, he was going to San Diego.
Yep. It was nothing.
Walked up.
Yep.
Nothing. They want to be Cowboys. Quinn and Willie want to be a Cowboy. Guess what? He's a Cowboy. And, he's going to feel good. Jammer was practically in tears. He was mad, man. He was not happy.
Who?
Quentin Jammer. He was not happy.
He wasn't happy. Yeah.
What's up, fellas? Stretch. What's good, man? 626. You know Stretch 626?
Yeah.
You all right? You know him?
No.
I don't know him either. What's good, Stretch?
Good to see you.
Let us know your name, brother. We'll with you. But listen, here's the thing. Quinn Williams now has 2 bye weeks. Jets on the bye last week. Cowboys on the bye this week. He'll be very well rested for the stretch. That might be one of the few players ever to have a double bye right during the season.
That's
right. Good.
That's great.
Oh, Nakia. What's good, girl?
Oh, I didn't know that.
I can't see. We can't see the icon. It's too small.
Yeah.
But yeah, he'll have he has a double bye. He's able to get in this week, take the week off, and then get back to playing. It's really like 3 weeks.
Well, I'm on record, because you get on record when you do this stuff about them making the 3rd wild card. Can you take it off record?
The Cowboys were 3-5 when they traded for Amari Cooper and made the playoffs.
Can you take it off the record?
The problem is they're 3-5-1 now.
Yeah.
So if they win out,
the only way to win is division. They have to win the division.
The Eagles would have to explode.
Yeah.
Implode. So the Giants are not going to do anything. The Commanders, obviously, and Jaden Daniels, we hate that for Jaden. We don't like any injury, right? Cam Scatty-Boo, too.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels is such a good guy. That's the worst part about playing against Jaden Daniels, and I think Jalen Hurts too, is like they're good guys.
They're good guys.
I hate it.
Yeah.
All right. Be a villain.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels gets hurt. His season's over. Thank God it's his non-throwing arm. So he'll be back next year, but a gruesome injury. And the Commanders have shown how hollow I think they are. The Deebo Samuel signing was awful. Deebo Samuel has not done anything for them. Terry McLaurin, as you stated, ruined it by holding out in the offseason. and Austin Eckler goes down.
Yeah.
McCory Croskett hasn't really shown you much. The team is slow. And I'm going to say it. Everyone keeps going, oh, we would love to have him back as our D coordinator. We'd love to have Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn's defense stinks against good offenses. They stink all the time.
Yeah, I don't know about, their defense has not done anything over there. I'm surprised at it, but they're in trouble. But the Giants are in trouble too because their coaching staff stinks. But that's what
the Giants are going to.
It's Cowboys and coffee.
Sean's been on here and said, oh, well, they're not going to move on from these guys because they just got Jackson Dart.
Good.
I don't know. Joe Shane.
Good. Let him stay there.
They are losing too much to make me feel comfortable if I'm Giants ownership to say, yeah, these are the guys who are going to do it. I'm going to keep with them, even though Brian Burns had 10 sacks going into last week already.
Yeah.
And they're still losing games.
They're getting crushed on defense.
Right. Yeah. The defense doesn't look. You have Lawrence, you have Burns, you have Thibodeau.
That's why here's go back to Parsons. You just goes to show you the sack total with Burns and the rest of the 10 players suck.
Right.
So Parsons might have 6 sacks now, and guess the rest of the team sucks.
He had 0 pressures on Sunday.
Did he really?
0. He didn't do anything. Too bad. Have fun in Green Bay.
Yeah.
Have fun in Green Bay.
How's this podcast going?
Yeah.
How many hits he got on that podcast? Anyways. Yeah.
But I like the Cowboys trades. We can go back and visit the Cowboys loss, though, to the Cardinals, which I thought was just a pathetic showing, which I thought the Cowboys weren't going to make trades with draft picks because they played so poorly against the Cardinals.
Yes, and that's why I'm disappointed about it. I really am a little disappointed. They have to win the division, and that's the only way to get it through. The Arizona game, I'm going to put you about why I think of the Arizona game. The Arizona game is the last 30 years combined in that game. Everything went wrong. Interceptions, fumbles, penalties, missed kicks, missed calls, penalties, so unsportsmanlike conduct one, and the unsportsmanlike conduct one.
That's a garbage call.
I hear it's a garbage call, but I know you don't like the call. I've seen the thing done. The ref's standing there. That's why the ref is standing there.
You can't even see the ball. The defender can't see the ball.
But the ref is standing there.
Who cares?
And it brings that aura to Pickens about Pickens. That's what it after the play's over here, flip the ball back to the ref. Get out of there. Flip the ball back. The ref's standing right there. And okay, don't tell me there was no words with it. Because there had to be words more than they go like that and back.
Here's what bothers me. Winning organizations don't beat themselves. They've had winnable games.
That's why this Arizona game was a
microcosm
of the Cowboys organization when the statement was this through Jerry Jones' mouth. I can get 500 coaches, right? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
I can get 500 coaches. Well, we're pretty close. We're 297.
Here's my thing. Elite coaches or elite teams don't beat themselves, and they could snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. They should have won. They could have won the Eagles game. They could have won the Eagles game.
Yeah.
They could have won the Packers game. Should have won a Packers game.
Yeah.
Right? They should have won this Cardinals game. They should have won the Panthers game. That's 4 games. 4. They should be sitting at 7 wins right now. Second most penalized team in the NFL. Not discipline. It's not mental toughness. It's foolishness. They should be at 7 wins.
Back some years ago, the Raiders were known to be high penalty teams. They won the spider, but they had all pros on both sides of the ball all over the place. If you have the ability to overcome mental mistakes because your execution of game plans, but that's a rarity. It's a rarity.
The fumbles. Oh my goodness, the fumbles. They're fumbling the ball. The penalties, the lack of execution. That's what made the Patriots so hard to kill. They never gave you a glimpse of anything, and you make one mistake, and they beat you. That's really what makes Mike Tomlin Steelers, even though they're not X's and O's, they don't make simple mistakes, and that's why they win games. You know, they're 9-8, not off talent, but because they got Duck Dynasty or whatever the quarterback's name was years ago. Quarterbacking, and they don't beat themselves. The Cowboys beat themselves with stupid penalties, with stupid plays, with guys not knowing what's going on, with wide receivers being wide open. It's insane.
That's the microcosm of that game right there. And Arizona came in and they gang tackled, they hit hard, and they wanted it.
Yeah, and they played with the backup. Kyler Murray would have had 700 yards if he played. He would have had 1 billion yards. Eli Manning wrote his name in the stadium, the locker room when they won. Kyler Murray would have had his name inscribed in the actual bearings of the stadium outside with how much.
The guy didn't play that bad himself. I don't know. Again, he was what, 21 for 27?
Yeah,
that's pretty.
It was too easy.
Too easy.
Too easy. And we can throw our heads up in the air day after day, week after week over Eberflus, but it's just not working.
And again,
they're not going to move on from him. I think that's the obvious thing.
Well, that's the question. The $64 question is: are they going to move on from him?
It doesn't sound like it.
It doesn't sound like it. And I know somebody said before on television, actually, that Jerry will not pay somebody for not working. He's not going to have him pay to sit home.
Right. He's done it enough. And he's talked recently about inconsistency, different defensive coordinator year after year after year. Well, who does that speak to? It speaks to the president and GM. I know you guys traded for Williams, but you need secondary help. And then, listen, I'm going to circle back to that in just a second. What's the issue with the defensive coordinator year after year after year speaks to the owner and the GM signing guys who are incapable of doing a good job, who aren't doing a good job. So if I keep firing D coordinator after D coordinator after D coordinator after new one after new one after new one, it's not necessarily, maybe it's not the defensive coordinators or the head coach. Maybe it's the GM or the owner making the decisions.
Let me put it this way. I'm going to give you a life illustration. The school I work at, they've had 4 specials teachers leave. 4. Last 4 years. 4. So whose fault is it? The one who's directing that department.
Yeah.
Why are they leaving? They don't listen why they're leaving.
Of course.
Okay. So somebody's not listening on what's going on.
Spence says, I wish they kept Al Harris. Al Harris, who has done an excellent job with the Bears secondary, I'd love to hire him as a D coordinator. Give him the shot to run his own team, his own defense.
Again, listen, that's a big jump. I'm an Al Harris fan.
Well, that's the jump from a position coach to coordinator.
But there's a gamble to that, again, as usual. The gamble that we always taking with Jerry now, it's backfiring.
Yeah, but
he doesn't have the Midas touch anymore. He doesn't have the Midas touch.
You know why? He doesn't have the Midas touch since Jimmy Johnson left. No kidding.
There you go. 500 coaches can coach this team.
He has said, I know you guys traded for Williams, but you needed secondary help. And I talked about both Minkah Fitzpatrick and Budda Baker in the secondary. Here's why. Number one, you still need some draft capital. You gave up for George Pickens, which it's fine. I love that trade. We've definitely won the trade. You sign him long-term. You tag him, get the deal worked out, get it moved on and going. You'll be able to do that. These trades, both for Logan Wilson and for Quinn Williams, is really not for 2025, right? If you're looking for help to fix this year, there's no reason to, because they're not winning out. They're going to have to win every game left. Yeah. You have the Lions on the schedule. You have the Chiefs on the schedule. It's not happening.
Right. The cards are on the table now, and I said they were going to make the third thing. The cards are on the table. They're played with. They're there.
The window
the only window there is the division.
The real window for competition is the next 2 years, 26, 27, where it's towards the end of Dak's career. After that, some diminishing returns on Dak. So you have to make this work these next 2 years. Quinn Williams and Logan Wilson are under contract. These are the guys, and Logan Wilson, whether or not he is a great player, I'm not looking for him to be a great player. His official linebacker would be nice. The Quinn Williams is someone, even after his contract runs out or before his contract is up, you're going to re-sign him long term. The reason why you don't make the trade for Minka or Buda Baker, and I don't even know if Buda was available, but that's what I was saying, is because you take these draft picks now and you put in the secondary. Kalen Carson was actually maybe the only player who played well on Monday night.
Right.
He were allowed no catches. I'll take him. Josh Butler coming back. What does Diggs do? And I think they'll probably move on from Diggs, but you will take the picks that you 2 first rounders this year. Want to draft a safety and a cornerback? Twist my arm. Fine.
So let me explain about.
But that's where the strength of the draft is this year.
Schemes. Your foundation of your schemes, your front 4 or your front 5. You can't do anything unless the front 4 and front 5 do their stuff. There's no pass rush. He sat back there and it's completed. And then Bland, who I love Bland, he's playing off the ball. And Harrison is running his routes. At the goal line, I give you that one. I give you that. Boom, cut in, boom, throw the ball. No pass rush.
Let me tell you something.
You have to hold the ball so the pass rush can get it, so the corner makes bad decisions.
This is what it looked like. This is what it sounded like when what's his name? Bland was guarding Marvin Harrison Jr. Like goofy on skates.
He's all pro material. He had to shut down the building and made him play out there like he was a rookie.
If you're gonna run that defense, you need to be. I need these corners up in their hip. Bland and Diggs both play much better when they're either put them back in a straight zone or press them. And something definitely has to do with, can you trust the help over the top too? Right? Can you trust that you're going to get the help over the top if you're pushing him there in quarters defense or whatever it is?
Well, look,
Ben just said you can't trust the safety help. Exactly. Yeah. You can't trust Donovan Wilson. He's not a center field safety. He's been forced to do that. He could be successful in other places, but it's not fair to him to have him do that. He's not good at it. He's a linebacker.
And when he came down in the box that one game,
safety hybrid, yes,
he was fine.
But having him at safety is there's nothing there. There's nothing. It's not fair for him to be in that role. It's not for him. It's not for him. It's not for the Cowboys either.
They've not gotten better.
No, they can. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Make changes. Eberflus, I think, basically was like
they went to the blitz. They gave the blitz up. They didn't fake out of it. They got them all up there, and guess what? Arizona was prepared for it.
Yeah.
Because the rest of defensive linemen don't do anything to demand anchors. They just singled up. They doubled Kenny Clark.
So I don't just watch your foot and don't pull that out.
Okay.
I think the front 4 can't win on their own.
That's it.
Front 4 can't win on their own.
That's the point. Yeah.
Because they can't win on their own.
Yep.
You need to blitz, but this is the lowest blitzing team, one of the lowest blitzing teams in the NFL. So if you're not going to blitz,
and when are you going to go do another defensive coordinator now? They sucked the rest of the year with Williams. Is whatchamacallit, Jerry going to bring him back? Is Jerry going to bring him back?
And that's, I think, the big problem is Jerry going to bring him back. Not does the head coach. Is the head coach going to bring him back? You're going to talk to him? I don't think Shoddy even has a say in it.
I'm going to buy the team. Let me buy the team so Jerry and the sons go somewhere else. That's all. I'll rehire security. I'll get my own security. My right-hand man next to me where it belongs, and that's it.
You know the absolute best part about this week, though? The Cowboys can't ruin my weekend.
Yeah, I know.
Cowboys can't bother me this weekend because they can't. They're not going to lose. They can't play.
Yeah.
So I can't be mad at the Cowboys this weekend. In fact, I can feel great because they made a couple trades. Everything feels good. It's like they care. And I'm not going to be upset because there's no Cowboys game this week. I can sit back and watch the other teams beat the snot out of each other.
Well, the Eagles-Packers play each other.
Good.
Who do the Giants play?
Let's check the NFL schedule.
Who do the Giants play?
I'll be happy whoever loses, the Packers. And Jordan Love has not taken that next step. They're like, oh, Bart Starr and Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers all won at 27 years old. They all won the Super Bowl.
His touchdown and interception ratio okay, but I don't. Golden hasn't done anything. I watch him.
Nothing.
Nothing.
They got another number 2, number 3 receiver.
Yeah.
That's it. They don't
Who do
utilize
Giants play.
All right, the Giants play the Bears at 1.
What a boring game that is.
Tomorrow night is Raiders-Broncos, which should be a thorough blowout.
Well, Ravens, you got to give them off here.
Raiders.
Oh, Raiders. Oh,
Raiders.
Who's watching that game?
Falcons-Colts, Sunday morning, probably overseas. Browns-Jets, which is going to be the toilet bowl.
Browns-Jets.
You could not. There's no amount of money you couldn't pay me to go see that game down in MetLife.
Oh man,
I'm gonna go to a Giant Toaster, see a 6-3 game, an 8-3
well,
game.
we did see the Browns in New England some years ago. It was a 16-3 game.
No touchdowns scored.
Yeah,
that was my first game I watched live. The Browns. We got taken out by Al Coelho.
Yeah,
we got to go up there, sit in the end zone.
A little misty rain.
Yep. And not one touchdown was scored.
Was it boring?
It was so boring. Never. It came down to our end of the field like once or twice.
Yeah, I think it was twice. Yeah.
Saints-Panthers should be a lovely, lovely game. Patriots-Buccaneers, okay?
Yeah.
Vikings-Ravens. Ravens, maybe they're healthy. They can make a run down the stretch. Bills-Dolphins will be an absolute disaster of a game. Giants-Bears is boring. Jaguars-Texans. This is not a great week for matchups.
This is the worst weekend.
Cardinals-Seahawks. Maybe Seahawks are doing well. Lions-Commanders with no Jaden Daniels. Lions are going to put it on them. 49ers-Rams will be actually a good game. That's at the 4 o'clock slot. The 1 o'clock games are rough. Steelers-Chargers Sunday night and another snooze fest. That might be a close game, but it'll be boring. And then Eagles-Packers Monday night. And the good news is someone has to lose, unless you're the Packers.
Is that Jerry Jones calling me?
It might be. Calling in says, y'all stop talking about me now.
Yeah.
So, it's a good trade for both players because we know they need help on defense. They got help on defense.
So if Jerry just happened to sell, well, eventually he sells his team or whatever, this will be ESPN at night. What do you think about the Texans?
Cowboys will sell to some very
they'll
sell to Jeff Bezos, and Jeff Bezos will just not want to be involved. He just want to make money off of the brand.
The production. Look at their production. There'll be nothing in the production.
They won't know what to do with themselves.
Are we going to talk about the Cowboys? No.
It's going to be like what happens to politics after Donald Trump leaves. It's going to be so boring when Trump is gone.
Yeah.
Like they're going to news. The TV networks will be miserable when Trump actually does leave
because the ratings
will be nothing to talk about, right?
The ratings speak for itself.
Right. Yeah. Right. It was like, no Obama, no Trump. It's like Joe Biden's the president. This is miserable. Yeah. Right. So they're going to be miserable again when Jerry moves on, when Jerry's time all done around the Cowboys and they have to talk about whatever Slim from Mexico buying the team, billionaire buys the team, and then it's just like, I just did this for the investment, and he's not involved, and they have a muted general manager. Troy Aikman's running the team, and that's it. They're gonna hate it, but we hate it now. I hate losing now.
It's not happy time.
30 years of misery, and it's only gotten worse.
It was the Arizona game.
It's starting to feel more and more like the Raiders, where like the once proud Oakland Raiders were this excellent franchise who just win, baby, and they had tough-nosed teams and they had vicious players, right? Those guys from the 70s, it's like every single guy was missing teeth or would maul you to death.
Up in the 80s.
Right,
the 80s. Yep, they did.
Right, they would knock you out. And
they
made the Super Bowl.
What?
But for the Tuck rule, they probably would have made another one and may have never left.
Yep.
So, Rich Gannon had a great year, MVP.
Yeah.
So what happens when there's no success? The Raiders are a laughingstock. They're in Vegas. They make money. Sure, if they have any fans who show up. But it's starting to feel that way for Cowboys fans who have just resigned themselves. We've resigned ourselves to rooting for a losing organization. Like, that's what Jets fans do, right? There's not even any hope this year.
Right.
And it's not because of injury, right? The year Dak broke his leg early, it was a similar thing. The defense was horrible.
Yeah.
The offense would try and put up points.
Yeah.
And once Dak broke his leg, we're all like, okay, well, it's over, right? The season's over. That's not the way it is this year.
No.
Right? And even with CD out a few games, they were winning games.
Right.
So why are Cowboys fans almost en masse being like, yeah, we just know since Jerry's owning the team, we're not going to win. We'll just stink. We'll be, a sideshow. And that's all Jerry cares about is just being the sideshow now.
The problem is he's not the sideshow. He's the whole show.
Right. It's the Dallas Jerry Jones Cowboys, right? He's part of it. He's everything about it. That's all he cares about. And we are left footing the bill. I'll be honest with you. I did not turn the game on this week on Monday night.
Wow.
Because
I did.
I had nothing else to do, right?
Yeah.
I decided.
I was shocked when you told me that.
I sat with my wife, and we turned on an episode of SWAT.
Ew. Really?
Because I wasn't willing to give, and they laughed at me in the group. Said, "Oh, you're going to change Jerry Jones." If we don't start hitting Jerry where it hurts, my older brother Bill, he said, "I'm not buying more Cowboy stuff," and I'm not.
He's not going. He said he's not
Dulce
going.
said, "What do you want for Christmas this year?" I said, "Let me be clear. I'll give you a list of things, but nothing Cowboys. Nothing. I'm not buying Cowboys."
I'm just wearing cowboy draws now. That's all. Cowboy draws. That's all I'm wearing.
As you should.
That's it. Nothing else. I wear a cowboy jersey.
I'll wear Cowboy stuff, and I'm going to make it short as to what I do with the Micah Parsons jersey because I am going to burn it. Has to be burned. When the Packers lose, I'm going to dunk on them, and I'm going to say, "You stink. You're a bum."
Because that's what's out there. Packers to the Super Bowl for the Cowboys. That is this whole show is motivated on.
Anybody but the Packers. I'd rather the Eagles win again than the Packers. Just want you to know that.
Really knows.
I'd rather the Eagles, Giants, and Commanders win a 3-way Super Bowl against any AFC team where they all got another Super Bowl instead of the Packers.
Really?
Yeah. Micah Parsons, I'm glad you're gone. You're a bum. You're a loser. Good riddance. And I hope you lose every game, everything you play the rest of your life. I hope you lose a game of Go Fish against your kids. I hope you lose Uno. I hope you lose.
So you're saying.
I hope you lose your keys.
You're trying to say. What are you trying to say about Parsons? Listen. So
I'm over it, though.
You're over it. Yeah, over it. Yeah.
I'm over it.
Yeah,
so it's cool.
It is.
All is well.
We
I'm
made
over it.
We made a point about his podcast. That's it. That's the point.
I'm over it.
Yeah.
But the Cowboys made moves. They have a force multiplier in a DN who could stop the run, who can make plays against the pass, who is an excellent one of the top 5 D tackles in the NFL. I'll take him. You snatch up players like that. Okay, you would have kept the pick, and who would you have picked? A D lineman who you hope would one day develop into a Quinnen Williams. Right. 2 picks. Okay. Either one of those guys you'd be hoping to draft a Quinnen Williams, a second rounder this year or a first rounder next year. And they still have another first next year.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
They still have the regular picks next year.
Right.
So I'm okay with it. Even if they'll have the lower one of their own between them and the Packers. They're trading the higher one. Fine. Get the star players in. Get the stars, the known quantities, rather than a crapshoot. Because that draft with Mozzie Smith, Schoonmaker, Seam Richards, right? Jalen Brooks, nothing to write home about, right? You got Overshown, thank God.
Yeah, and he hasn't played.
He's been hurt.
Really, he's been hurt.
So,
yeah.
What are you gonna do? All right. Who are you shouting out? Anybody? Or you have anything else you want to talk about?
That's about it.
That's about it, baby.
So I got one class, kindergarten class. I wore a cowboy thing. Little girl said, "Mr. Bill, she's a cowboy fan too." 5-year-old. Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm going to shout out to Pat McSally tonight. Pat McSally is one of dear church members here. She turns 90 today. 90. She does not look or act 90.
No,
she's still going. She's driving to church and everything.
Awesome.
She'll be driving here in a little bit. She'll be ready for church tonight.
A piece of that cake. I mean, yeah, praise the Lord.
Yeah. We bought some Costco cake. Yeah. They don't miss. All right. Anything else?
That's it.
Not Coach Tomlin, 5-year-old poor babies. Yeah, could you imagine? You know, when I was 5 years old, the Cowboys are winning Super Bowls. These 5-year-olds have known nothing but absolute misery as a Cowboys fan. Could you know, I was 5 years old and the triplets are dunking on the Bills.
Yeah.
These 5-year-olds are getting beat by Jacoby Brissett.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Miserable time to be a Cowboys fan. But fun week.
Yep.
Love the trade deadline.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah. Listen, that's it. Listen, like, share, please subscribe to us here on YouTube. Find us on Instagram. We're constantly putting out content all over the place, letting you know what's going on with these Cowboys. Thank God. Thank God we're off this week.
We're off this week.
I've never enjoyed a bye week more than this week. It's been a long year.
It's a long season already.
It's been 83 years.
Yeah.
It's been like 9 weeks. So that's it. That's it. We'll find you guys. We'll see you guys soon. Go Cowboys. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.